Welcome to the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. The Lions Pride Sports Broadcast is sponsored by... Let Bryan Enterprises Family Entertainment be your one-stop shop for your party entertainment needs. If you're in need of balloon twisters, face painters, or bounce houses, just give them a call at 512-846-3334. If you're looking to rent a mascot costume or to hire a children's performer to appear as a superhero, princess, or one of their 85 other merry mascots, reach out to them. Bryan Enterprises Family Entertainment has been entertaining families in Caldwell County for 2 decades. Bozo the Hozo, the Christian Clown, the first entertainer for the company, has entertained thousands at the Lockhart Chisholm Trail Roundup Parade over the years. Family entertainment and family engagement are 2 phrases that are a part of Bryan Enterprises' core values. Whether it's motivational speaking at school assemblies, or writing children's books, or training personnel to engage fathers in the community, children and families are always at the heart of this organization. To find out more about Bryan Enterprises, feel free to check them out on social media or visit their website at bryant-enterprises.com. Changing Faces Barbershop has been serving the Lockhart and surrounding communities since 2009. Head barber and owner Lex Jennings and staff pride themselves on being a hip urban barbershop. For shaves, not only do we hit you with our Processional Andis trimmers, we offer a close shave and edge up with a straight razor. If you're really wanting to be pampered, let us give you one of our famous hot towel shaves. For cuts, Changing Face barbers are all top of their class and are able to pull off any style, whether it's a mohawk, classic cut, fade, taper, or design. We pride ourselves on our talent, our drive, and want to give our clients the best experience available. For all styles, from the newest trends to old school cuts, our barbers here at Changing Faces have the skills to transform your look and feel. With over 10 years of combined experience, our barbers are on the cutting edge of the barber world. Come by one of our 2 locations, 2000 West San Antonio Street in Lockhart, Texas, and 900 Bug Lane, Suite 115 in San Marcos, Texas. Or go to our website at cfbarbershop.com. When confronted with an auto accident, life can't come to a screeching halt. That's why Chios Paint and Body is devoted to making the repair process as smooth as possible with their state-of-the-art technology, frequent status updates, and a 24/7 customer service center to help you every step of the way. With our state-of-the-art body shop and paint facility, repairing your car is a breeze. We are fully equipped with a powerful frame-straightening bay, expansive body shop, and our semi-down, downdraft paint booth. Our automotive repair services include everything from oil changes, brake repair replacement, and suspension work to sophisticated mechanical repairs. Whatever your needs, we can offer premium service, affordable cost, and great customer service. These are just some of the differences that make Chios Paint and Body the best choice for your car's recovery and automotive repair. Hazelet Drilling Incorporated are proud supporters of the community by sponsoring youth league programs, T-Ball Express, Boys Junior League, Boys Coach Pitch, and Girls Coach Pitch teams. Established in 1978 by George Hazelet, Hazelet Drilling Incorporated was formed to provide quality water drilling service to farms and surrounding ranches. As the company grew, so did the spectrum of services to meet the growing needs of dedicated customers. Today, Hazelet Drilling is the leading water well, oil, and gas drilling company, known for quality work and one-on-one customer service. Hazelet Drilling and Supply is located at 915 Old McMahon Road in Lockhart, Texas. Or you can call 512-398-6682. If you're in need of mechanical care, take your vehicle to Car Care Automotive, located at 1313 North Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas. Owner and head mechanic Alex Juarez will give your vehicle the care it needs to get back on the road. Alex has over 30 years of mechanic work and is ASE certified. Whether your vehicle is gas or diesel, bring it to Car Care Automotive or call 512-668-4555 to schedule a visit. Mention that you heard this ad on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast and get a free oil change with your automotive repair. If you're ready to lose weight fast, reach out to the Tim Torres Fitness Facebook page and chat with Tim. Tim has helped thousands of people all over the world in person and online through his mobile app and custom meal plans. So contact Tim Torres via Facebook and start losing weight today. Just look for Tim Torres Fitness on Facebook. Vest Auto Detail, located 1 block from beautiful downtown Lockhart, Texas, at 301 South Main Street. At Vest Auto Detail, they offer window tinting, paint correction, ceramic coating, and are considered the best in Caldwell County. When it comes to auto detailing, if you want the best, just book with Vest. Best Auto Detail. Call 512-227-1511 to schedule your vehicle for a visit. Do you suffer with headaches, back pain, or neck pain? Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic's mission is to provide hope, healing, and health to the people of Lockhart and the surrounding area through natural chiropractic care. Dr. Peterson has been voted Best Chiropractor for the last 9 years. Call Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic to begin your path to hope, healing, and health. You can find Chisholm Trail Clinic of Chiropractic at 731 South Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas, or you can call for an appointment at 512-668-4163. And now, live from the Lions Pride broadcast booth, the original voice of Lockhart Lion Sports, Emilio the Sarge Juarez.
Welcome, everybody, to Lions Field for a game against Bastrop. We'll have Lockhart versus Bastrop here in the Lockhart Lions Varsity Tournament. I am TD Tom Dunn, joined by Emilio the Sarge Juarez, who is currently filling out the book to get ready to keep the book and stats for me during this game. I'll be giving you the live play-by-play, and as we wait while our teams warm up, we're probably about 10 minutes from start time. I'll go ahead and give you guys a full recap of the tournament thus far and then what we got coming for tomorrow. So we opened up the tournament yesterday, Thursday. Our first game was in the morning. It was Manor versus Lockhart. Manor took that game 4-2. Lockhart had 5 errors. All the runs scored by Manor were results of errors by Lockhart. So Lockhart really shooting herself in the foot in that one and falling to Manor. Manor then played a back-to-backer. They faced Del Valle next in the 11:30 game. Del Valle scored 18 runs in the top of the third and finished out the game 22-0 over Manor. Manor did bounce back, and we'll tell you about that game they played today here in a minute. And then at 2 p.m. on Thursday, we had Bastrop versus Austin Navarro. Bastrop taking that one 11-5. Then we had Hyde Park, who played Navarro. Hyde Park had a combined no-hitter in that one and beat Navarro 12-0. Then Hyde Park turned around in another back-to-backer, and then they played Lockhart, and we had a great game last night, Lockhart versus Hyde Park. Lockhart taking it 7-3. Hunter Dunn was on the mound for the Lions. He pitched the entire game in his first varsity start, got his first win, and he was absolutely ecstatic. If you were watching the broadcast last night, we told you he wrote something on the mound as he came out to hit for the last inning. And after I got to talk to him in the evening yesterday, he told me he did indeed write his number 21, on the back of the mound. And I told him we're going to have to start calling him Neon Dion, sporting that number 21. So that wrapped up the first day of the tournament. And after the first day, Del Valle was in the lead of everybody at 1-0. We had a 3-way tie for second place between Manor, Hyde Park, and Lockhart. And then by the end of the night, Hyde Park had dropped into the third position, fallen to, they were still tied for second. So then we started off this morning at 9 a.m. where the Sarge had the call in Del Valle against Lockhart. Once again, Lockhart falling 4-2 on several errors that allowed Del Valle to score those 2 runs to go ahead of them. So Lockhart struggling a little bit with the errors. Lockhart's about 5 errors away from being 3-0, in the tournament so far. But nevertheless, Lockhart is now at 1-2, and they'll be looking to even that up tonight against the Bastrop Bears. In our second game today, we had Del Valle versus Hyde Park. Del Valle playing a back-to-backer. Del Valle putting up 12 over Hyde Park, giving Hyde Park their second loss. And then we had Manor versus Hyde Park. Hyde Park getting 5, Manor getting 3. Hyde Park taking the win in that one, but Manor bouncing back in that game and really playing Hyde Park to a close game after Manor took that big loss to Del Valle. And then the game that just ended was Austin Navarro versus St. Andrews. St. Andrews in their first game of the tournament there. Everyone else had already played. St. Andrews took that one 9-3 on the back of an incredible pitching job by Tourney, I believe was his name. He had 10 strikeouts in the game. Let's see, I have the lineups here. I'll give you the name correct. So that was Cole Nascone that was on the mound for St. Andrews, and he had 10 strikeouts, only gave up 2 walks and 6 hits on the game. So that young man did an incredible job in that game. And that brings us to the game we have now and fixing to come up for you guys, and that's the age-old rivalry between your Lockhart Lions and the mean old Bastrop Bears out of Bastrop, Texas. Both teams are coming in here excited and ready to play under the lights. Lockhart in their fourth game of the tournament here, as I said, looking to even things up. If they're able to do that tonight, they'll have a chance tomorrow evening or afternoon, rather, against St. Andrews to perhaps go into the over 500 for the tournament. So that'll wrap up the games for this evening. Tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m., we'll have Austin Navarro versus Manor right here on Lions Pride and Sports Broadcast. The Sarge will have the call for that one. And then we'll have Del Valle versus Bastrop at 11:30. Sarge, it'll again be Sarge on the call for that one by himself as I finish the Little League tryouts. And then in the 2 p.m. slot tomorrow, we've got St. Andrews in their first game of a back-to-backer. They'll be playing Bastrop. And then to finish out the day at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, you'll have St. Andrews versus Lockhart, and I'll join the Sarge for color commentary for those final 2 games of the day. And that's where we're at in the tournament so far, folks. It has been great to get back to baseball here in Central Texas. It's great to see not only our kids, but all these kids from all the different towns traveling for tournament play, something that we were kind of unsure, back in the spring if we were going to have baseball. And then, to be able to have this tournament format is just an awesome thing, to be able to bring these towns together, get multiple games for each team, and get some experience for these kids. As you folks know, because you're watching at home, there are no fans allowed here in the stadium, so we will be your eyes and ears for the duration of the tournament, bringing you every single game that will be played here at Lions Field. So we'll start with talking about the lineup tonight a little bit for Lockhart. Batting first and playing catcher is going to be Rene Delgadillo. Rene has been, pretty much on fire, running the bases, hitting the ball. He's just been doing everything that he can. He had 2 gun downs to second base for outs last night and just did a great job supporting Hunter Dunn on the mound, blocking anything he needed to, and went out a couple times, and he and Hunter had a great celebration at the end of the game. Batting second is number 3, Gavin Gomez. He's going to be over there on first base for the Lions. And then we're going to have R.J. Torres. Looks like R.J. will be out at the second base position. Batting fourth, batting cleanup is going to be Jackie Edwards Jr. Jackie Edwards missing part of the game last night for his Eagle Scout induction. Want to give a special congratulations to Jackie. He'll be out in center field for the Lions. And then after him is going to be Ethan Bryant, number 4, who we've seen at third base quite a bit. He'll be playing out there in right field tonight. And then we've got number 13, Ivan Gonzalez, who will be batting as the DH for Landon Hernandez, who we'll see on the mound tonight. This will be Landon's first outing this year, and is, I guess, his first varsity pitching start. And we're just about ready to get underway, and we're going to round it out with Jacob Contreras and Nick Ojeda. Jacob at third, Nick at shortstop, or vice versa. Can't see their numbers from here. And the first pitch from Landon to the batter. We're going to have a bit of trouble here giving you Bastrop's batters, as they are not wearing numbered jerseys. So we'll just call him the batter for now. And we do have a lineup for the Bears.
Leading off is going to be Reagan Hibbs.
Reagan Hibbs.
Number 7. He's going to be the starting pitcher for the Bears.
And Hibbs pops one up sky high. That's going to be to Rene, and he's going to make a drop on that one. Couldn't quite get it. That's Gannon behind the plate.
Delgadillo's out, going to be in left field to start this game off.
Yep, and Derek Gannon is batting 6th in the order. Skipped over him. Not used to seeing someone other than Rene behind the plate as of yet. So that's Landon Hernandez pitching to Derek Gannon. All right, 1 ball, no strikes to Reagan Hibbs. Reagan Hibbs hits one. Diving stop by the second baseman, and a bouncing throw not in time. So Hibbs is going to be on first, and that's going to be
a hit.
That's going to be a hit. I was trying to see if we were going to put an error up on that one.
And that's going to bring up number 4, Conley Bodine, the shortstop for the Bastrop Bears.
And Bastrop most likely maybe still waiting on uniforms to come in. Lots of things have been affected by COVID, as we know. Landon Hernandez gets the signal from Gannon. Throw back to first.
And rounding out the batting lineup for the Bastrop Bears is going to be number 1, Mason McClellan, batting third. Number 22, Wyatt Hamilton. Number 21, Reed Kovar. 11, Liza Vaquera. Number 5, Austin Tabola. Designated hitter, Ian Dildine. And rounding out, number 30, Lou Sellers.
And landing with another throw down to first.
RJ at second.
RJ Torres at second. That's going to be Nick Ojeda out there at shortstop. Oh, that's Contreras out there at shortstop and Nick at third. That pitch from Landon missing just a bit high. Ball 1 to Conley Bodine.
A couple of shout-outs we got. Kathy Stanley, let's go Lions. Sarah Allison Dunn, go Lions, good luck.
That ball hit hard into right field. It's going to fall in the gap. Jackie Edwards going to grab it against the wall. Looks like that's going to be a stand-up triple. 1 run going to score for the Bastrop Bears as Reagan Hibbs crosses the plate. So big hit there for Bodine, pushing it out to the fence in the gap in right center field. Jackie Edwards tracking it down out there with Ethan Bryant. Bryant electing to let Edwards grab it and make the throw in. Some words of encouragement there from Gavin Gomez to Hernandez. Now, you're not going to see an 80-mile-an-hour fastball from Landon, but what you will see from Landon.
And they're going to get the runner out at first, and he did not touch first base.
And he's out.
Yes,
so
he is.
Heads up play. So we saw Gavin come over and talk to Landon, and he was obviously telling him, hey, I think he missed the base. Throw it over here to me. I'll tag. We'll see what happens. The umpire was standing there waiting. Heads up play and smart baseball by Gavin Gomez.
Smart baseball because the coach cannot go out there and tell the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
The first baseman had the choice to go out there, and he went out there and made the right call.
So, and that's going to erase a hit as well.
It sure is. No, he'll get the hit. He's out.
He's out. He's out at first, yeah. And so, as I was telling you, you won't see an 80-mile-an-hour fastball from Landon, but what you will see is some nasty junk. Landon can move that ball all around, and he's got a beautiful curveball. That ball popped up high and over the backstop for strike 2. Landon off to a good start against this batter here. This is Mason McClanahan up to bat for Bastrop. And the Sarge is keeping the book on this one, so I don't have to worry about notes.
You just call it.
That one's a ball outside. Going to bring the count to 1-2 for McClanahan. Landon gets the signal from Gannon. And there's that curveball I told you about. That's hit to the shortstop, fielded cleanly. And speed shown by the runner. Maybe just a little bit of a delay there over there from Jacob Contreras in shifting that ball from his glove to his hand. Gave the runner that step that he needed, but the runner also showing some blazing speed, running that out for a single.
And that'll bring up number 22, Wyatt Hamilton, up to the plate. I want to welcome all you Bastrop Bear fans and Lockhart Lion fans to the Lions Pride Sports broadcast of game number 10 as we see the first pitch called in for a strike. If you Bastrop fans want to give a shout-out, please, and you're watching the game on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast Facebook page, drop us a comment and we'll get that shout-out out for you.
And also, if you know anybody that would like to be watching, they may not be on Facebook, we're also live on YouTube as well, and the Sarge will post that YouTube link in the comments. Feel free to share that with anyone you know that may not be on Facebook. And if there's anyone else you know, feel free to share the link. Share it to your news feed. Share it in a message. And we want to share this game with as many folks as we can. And that goes the same for you Lockhart fans. Make sure you let everybody know that we are live and they can watch high school baseball right here on Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. So with that one chopped foul, it's going to take the count to 0-2 for Hamilton. Landon doing a good job starting out ahead of both the last 2 batters he's faced. That ball hit out to center field. Jack Edwards running in hard. Contreras went back for it. That's going to be a catching error on Contreras, and both runners able to reach their bases safely. And that's going to put runners on first and second for Bastrop. So a couple errors here early for Lockhart.
And that's going to put number 21, Reed Kovar, at the plate.
And as we mentioned, errors have definitely plagued the Lions in this tournament as they've lost 2 close games by only 2 runs, in which they gave up several runs on errors in those games. So the Lions really need to clean it up a bit here in order to be able to stay in this game and compete against these Bastrop Bears.
One run has crossed the plate already for the Bastrop Bears as they lead 1-0 here in the top half of the first inning.
And a fake throw down attempt. Nobody home for the catch. Landon making sure that runner doesn't get too far from the bag. We'll see if Gannon brought his cannon should they try to steal. And that ball just a little bit high. I'd argue that the Bastrop players don't have numbers, so how can you see where the numbers are to see if it was high, Sarge?
I want to give a shout-out from Sarah Gilbert, says, go Big D.
And beautiful curveball breaking in right over the plate for a strike will take the count to 1-1.
And Sarah Gilbert's talking about Derek Gannon, number 8, the catcher for the Lions.
So I've just been informed that Bastrop does actually have maroon numbers on gray shirts, and I'll be the first to apologize, folks. My eyes are not going to be good enough to pick those numbers out, but Sarge, I know he will definitely do a good job of keeping track.
My eyesight's no better than yours.
Well, that's okay. We'll lean on you anyway.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the batter.
And as we know, these guys are coaches, definitely not fashion designers, so a little miss on that one. And a big swing and a miss once again on the curveball from Hernandez, and he's going to get his first strikeout of the evening. Hang a K on the fence for Mr. Hernandez. And take it over here for a second, Sarge.
All right, we have the Bastrop Bears stepping up to the plate. 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Looks like that's number 11, Elijah Vaquera, at the plate. Runners are going. Vaquera squares around the bunt, down to third for the throw, and he'll slide in safely.
And before that play, Nick Ojeda playing pretty close to that third base bag. I felt like he was a little bit close, but then once the throw came and he was in position, can't argue with that. But, yeah, creating a pretty big gap over here in between shortstop, with the shortstop shading closer to the base for a possible throw down for the runner, and then Nick playing really close to third base. But, you know, I'm not the expert. The coach is, and I'm sure there's a reason for that.
0-2 pitch outside for ball 1 as Landon Hernandez finds himself ahead of the count also.
Yeah, doing a great job of getting ahead on his batters.
Left-handed hitter, there's the chances of him hitting pulling the ball off the cheese are very good. See there, he shot it right where Nick should have been. Get off the bag, Nick.
Base hit to left field and a run will score.
Why do you want to bug that line against the left-handed hitter? It's just not very smart.
Yeah, and then that was a left-handed batter there who, you know, likelihood he's going to hit it that way. So he finds that big gap in between shortstop and third, and that's going to put runners on the corners for Bastrop as they're already up 2-0 over our Lions.
And that'll bring up number 5, Austin Tabola, the catcher.
And he's another one of the guys rocking that 80s hair mullet, hair sticking out from under his helmet. Told the Sarge earlier, I think we went back in time, all these kids with the long hair.
That ball's going to be fouled back to the backstop. Strike 1.
And great hustle by the on-deck batter there. All right, runners on the corner for Hernandez. No balls, 1 strike to the batter. Fastball from Hernandez missing just a little bit high. That's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Nick Ojeda continue to play very close to that third base bag. I'm betting that he's had a talk with Gannon, and they're hoping that guy comes off and Gannon can gun him down.
Yeah, huge breaking ball from Landon Hernandez for strike 2.
That ball's pretty, isn't it? Got a lot of
That
movement
sure
on
is.
it.
We'll probably be seeing another one right now.
Old fake 3, fake 1. We talked about last night. A lot of these Lockhart pitchers, we've seen him go with that kind of double move.
Ball in the dirt for strike 3, out to 1. Not in time.
He missed the base.
Make the tag.
Tag him.
And he'll be safe. And
Well,
that's going to load the bases up.
That is that nasty curveball from Landon, even curving so much that it got away from Gannon. The batter did chase it and swing on it. Okay, they are calling him out. I'm not sure if he missed the bag.
Oh, they're going to have a
Courtesy
runner.
runner. So, yeah, evidently he did get to the bag. I thought that one might have been touched by the end of the bat, but it just had so much spin on it that it kicked right when it hit. But that's going to put the bases loaded.
Now we're going to have a timeout as Coach Rocha is going to come out to the pitcher's mound.
And I'm not – yeah, I think this is more a conference to talk to the whole team because Hernandez has done a great job so far getting ahead on each batter that he's faced. Really going to need some support of the defense behind him. Coach Rocha talking it over with his team, just calming them down, I'm sure, telling them, take a deep breath, boys. We got bases loaded here. Let's go ahead and get out of this inning. We got 2 outs already, so all we need is 1. You got to think Hernandez will be focused on getting this next batter at the plate.
They do have 2 outs, so this would be huge, as Bastrop does have a 2-0 lead, 2-0 lead over the Lions here in the top half of the first.
Gannon setting Hernandez up outside, and ball outside. And I can understand why we do have Gannon behind the plate, as Rene Delgadillo has caught all the other games for Lockhart so far, correct, Sarge?
Yeah, he sure has.
And that's a lot of being bent down in the dirt, especially in this tournament format. It's a lot of games getting played over a couple days, creates a unique strategy situation for the coaches to work through. Who's going to play where and who's going to pitch how many innings. Big swing and a miss on the curveball, going to take the count to 1-1. Who's the batter here, Sarge? Is that Ian Dildine?
Ian Dildine.
Oh, and that one off the hands of Dildine.
Actually, that's Austin Tabola still at the plate.
Was that Austin Tabola
Yeah,
still?
he's going to be hit by pitch.
And that ball hitting him in the hands, that stings. Luckily, it was a curveball.
Ball went out to center field, off the shortstop's glove to center field.
Okay, well, 2. They got 2.
Guy did have a double or a triple to right center. He got called out.
Oh, well, we got a timeout here. Bastrop coaches talking it over with their batters and with their runners. It's like we'll come back to play here.
And that's going to bring out number 13, Ian Dildine, and he's a designated hitter. He'll be banned for number 20, Owen Boone, who's going to be playing left field for the Bears.
2-step lead on first, 4 on second, and 2 on third. Curveball missing just a little bit high for ball 1. Everyone playing, got symmetrical setup. Everyone's playing in their given position, no shifts at all. Even gaps in the outfield. Nick Ojeda still playing very close to that third base line. The one gap that I do see out there is in the same spot between shortstop and third. That ball hit hard out to left field. He's got a beat on it, and he's going to make that catch.
And that's a huge catch right there for the third out of the inning. And that'll get the Lions out of the top half, giving up 3 runs to the Bastrop Bears as we head over to the bottom of the first. As your Bastrop Bears take the lead over the Lockhart Lions, 3-0. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
Changing Faces Barbershop has been serving the Lockhart and surrounding communities since 2009. Head barber and owner Lex Jennings and staff pride themselves on being a hip urban barbershop. For shaves, not only do we hit you with our Precessional Andis trimmers, we offer a close shave and edge up with a straight razor. If you're really wanting to be pampered, let us give you one of our famous hot towel shaves. For cuts, Changing Face barbers are all top of their class and are able to pull off any style, whether it's a mohawk, classic cut, fade, taper, or design. We pride ourselves on our talent, our drive, and want to give our clients the best experience available. For all styles, from the newest trends to old school cuts, our barbers here at Changing Faces have the skills to transform your look and feel. With over 10 years of combined experience, our barbers are on the cutting edge of the barber world. Come by one of our 2 locations, 2000 West San Antonio Street in Lockhart, Texas, and 900 Bug Lane, Suite 115 in San Marcos, Texas. Or go to our website at cfbarbershop.com.
And we're back here at Lions Stadium for the bottom half of the first inning. We're going to go and do a quick recap of the Lady Lions softball squad that's currently playing at, well, they're in the Westwood softball tournament in Westwood, Texas, at Westwood High School, and they are 2-2 in tournament play. Yesterday they started off the tournament losing to Round Rock Westwood 13-1 before coming back later on in the day to defeat China Springs 7-2. This morning, the Lockhart Lions went up against the Lady Hippos and losing 8-2 before coming back and crushing Del Valley 17-2 to finish out the 2 days. They still got one more game tomorrow, and great
Del Valley game,
yeah.
That 17-2 game. Zoe hit a grand slam in that
sure
game,
did.
and luckily, while me and Sarge were broadcasting, we got to look over and see that happen live on the softball broadcast. And great job that other team is doing on the broadcast. Super proud of our new crew.
Oh yeah, Robert Reyna. Robert Reyna, Christy Reyna, and Lori Rangel on the call.
And they were excited during that grand slam. I tell you what, that's a wonderful thing to witness. All right, leading off for Lockhart, it's going to be number 6, Renee Delgadillo. Swung on first pitch, fouled back into the screen for strike 1. Renee's been on fire so far in this tournament. I mean, just about every time he gets up there, he has gotten on base and then done some incredible base running to boot. Second pitch to Delgadillo, high for ball 1. That's a left-handed pitcher on the mound, so that ball's moving from right to left as it comes in on your screen. Curving towards the right-handed batter. Fastball down the middle. Delgadillo fouls it off into the backstop. That's going to be strike 2 and bring the count to 1-2 for Delgadillo.
And Reagan Hibbs is on the mound for the Bastrop Bears. The leadoff batter.
And swing and a miss, and Renee's going to have an unusual strikeout for him. So on the mound, as Emilio said, is Reagan Hibbs. Behind the plate for Bastrop is going to be Austin Tabola. Over there on first, we're going to have Reed Kovar. Second's going to be Elijah Vaquera. And at shortstop, we're going to have Wyatt Hamilton. At third, Conley Bodine. Out in left field, we're going to have Owen Boone. Center field will be Mason McClanahan, and right field will be Leon Sellers.
And right now at the plate for the Lockhart Lions is number 3, Gavin Gomez, the first baseman.
First pitch to Gomez, a ball. Lockhart really needing some hits after Bastrop scoring 3 in that opening inning. You don't want to let them get away from you. Big swing foul ball for Gomez. That went into the backstop. He was hit on that swing. Looked like it. Catcher's interference.
So we'll take that as Gomez is going to advance to first base.
The catcher checking his hand on that one. Definitely took a bit of a whack there, but that's why that catcher's mitt is as thick as it is, not only to protect his hand against the ball coming from the pitcher, but to protect against bats as well.
And stepping up to the plate is going to be R.J. Torres, followed up by Jackie Edwards and Ethan Bryant. Should we get that far?
RJ in the third position tonight, showing bunt. And he gets a hold of it, but it comes out foul to the right. That's going to be one strike against RJ. RJ's grandmother has tuned in to every game we have watched so far, which is awesome. I'm sure his dad, Richard Torres, and mom, Cassie Torres, are also tuned in, as they are what you call the true diehards. You'll see them at every single game that they're able to be at, and the ones they're not, I'm sure they'll hang with us. RJ showing bunt again. Attempted throw to first, not in time. Third baseman charging hard, looking for RJ's bunt. Gomez off to a three-step lead. First strike to RJ, or second strike rather. So a little bit behind in the count. Torres going to have to protect the plate now.
Yeah, Kathy Stanley chimes in and says, "Go RJ," sitting on the fence line.
And we see him out there in left field. That one fouled off hard into the dugout, sent some Lions scattering. Stanley family, they got a lot going on this weekend with her daughter moving and watching RJ playing here. 0-2 pitch on its way eventually. RJ fouls another one off, fighting hard in there, staying alive.
I tell you what, he's telling him, "You ain't throwing no balls in here." He's swinging at everything. 0-2, 1 out. Gavin Gomez on first base after the catcher interference.
And those last three pitches, we saw 3 fastballs in a row. Wouldn't be surprised to see if he changes it up with a changeup or a curve here.
And a big shout out to Deborah Honeycutt. Said, "Let's go, boys, make up some ground."
Well, he goes with the fastball again, and I don't think he's going to get that fastball past RJ. He's going to have to give him some movement if he wants to get one by him. And he keeps throwing it. Eventually, RJ will time that thing up. You know, every time you see it, you get a little bit closer.
He's
and
just missing it, too, each time.
Eventually, he's going to pound it. And both the right fielder and the left fielder playing a little bit out. Kind of some wide gaps out there. Center fielder playing up a bit. And a swing and a miss. And that was the curveball that I was looking for. I did not think he'd keep coming back to that fastball. And he gets RJ swinging.
And
Great at bat there by RJ, though.
Yes.
Just fighting and hanging tough.
And not only that, took some pitches from the pitcher.
Right,
You know,
you might get me, but your pitch count's going up for it. That's for sure.
He went up about 20 pitches.
So we'll see the cleanup hitter, Jackie Edwards Jr. coming in. As I said earlier, Jackie received his Eagle Scout yesterday. Very proud of the young man for that. Only got one at bat yesterday. He didn't make it in after his ceremony. Attempted throw down to first, not in time. And we all know Jackie, multi-sport athlete, committed to play college football. You never know. At the end of the season, he may be looking to play college baseball as well.
And his lone bat last night, he got on base on a walk and scored.
That curveball outside for ball 1. Much better weather here tonight. Last night was a dreary, wet, cold evening. Tonight it is wonderful out there. Clear skies. We got a full moon on the rise. So,
And more importantly, you don't see us on the screen tonight.
that's right.
We're able to set the camera outside today in preparation for tonight's game.
And it's definitely cool. It's 55 degrees out there, but it is clear and not drizzling on the players. That ball in the dirt. Runner's heading for second on a delayed steal. Gets there in time. But very close. Delayed steal, but delayed throw almost got him. Yeah, last night I got a kick out of after Lockhart got their win. The boys were super happy. You never seen happier kids out there in the rain raking the field. It's wet and nasty and 50 degrees, and they were all smiles ear to ear. And, I mean, they were still jumping around even 30 minutes after the game by the time they made it to their cars in the parking lot. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Jackie Edwards Jr. Swings at that one, wishes immediately that he would have laid off. You could see it in his body language. He almost turned over there to coach at third. Sorry, coach. Just want to hit. So that's Gomez out there on second. He's got a little bit of a lead. Not getting too aggressive with it. And Jackie goes down swinging. So that's 2 strikeouts on the inning for Reagan Hibbs. 3 strikeouts on the inning for Reagan Hibbs. So pitcher for Bastrop off to a great start. And Bastrop is up on your Lockhart Lions 3-0 as we head into the top of the second inning. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a minute on Lockhart Baseball and Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
Let Bryant Entertainment be your one-stop shop for your party entertainment needs. If you're in need of balloon twisters, face painters, or bounce houses, just give them a call at 512-846-3334. If you're looking to rent a mascot costume or to hire a children's performer to appear as a superhero, princess, or one of their 85 other merry mascots, reach out to them. Bryant Enterprises Family Entertainment has been entertaining families in Caldwell County for 2 decades. Bozo the Hozo, the Christian Clown, the first entertainer for the company, has entertained thousands at the Lockhart Chisholm Trail Roundup Parade over the years. Family entertainment and family engagement are 2 phrases that are a part of Bryant Enterprises' core values. Whether it's motivational speaking at school assemblies, or writing children's books, or training personnel to engage fathers in the community, children and families are always at the heart of this organization. To find out more about Bryant Enterprises, feel free to check them out on social media or visit their website at bryant-enterprises.com.
And we're back here between the change in innings from the first to the second. Landon Hernandez still on the mound for the Lions. We're in the process of getting a crowd mic set up for you. You might say, well, why are they doing that? There's no crowd there. Well, we noticed last night during our game that the Lockhart dugout sure was making a whole lot of noise. And so tonight we figure we'll give you a crowd mic, and when they do get loud, you'll be able to hear the boys cheering and yelling for their teammates. So I see we got 17 viewers on, folks. Make sure you share the link. Let your friends know that the Lockhart boys are playing live. Bunt laid down beautifully, about as perfect as you can do it. Landon unable to get to it, and the runner is on first base for Bastrop. And who was our batter there? Sarge, did you catch it?
Somebody else is scoreboard. I'm going to go in the dugout. I'm going to get Nick in the right spot because I'm about to lose my mind. Got a left-handed fast batter up. He's just playing back there like, okay, come up, Nick. Come up on the grass.
Got an attempted throw to first, not in time.
Come up on the grass, Nick.
That was
And
Sellers with the bunt single.
there's a curveball with the bottom dropping out for a strike. So Sellers on first. Up to bat now is
The top of the order, number 7, Reagan Hibbs, the pitcher.
all right. Reagan Hibbs back up again. Lennon starts him off with a strike. Runner goes. Gannon loses the handle on the ball, so runner's going to be safe at second and in scoring position. That's a shame because if Gannon handles that one cleanly, he's got a good chance.
So 0-2 the count to Hibbs. He got on base the first time up.
And that ball hit hard, foul over the right side fence. Sellers still out there on second base. 0-2 pitch to Hibbs. Nope. Landon turns around, fakes the throw back to second. Gonna take away any idea Sellers has of running to third.
Long delay for Hernandez.
That ball hit hard into center field. Jackie's got a bead on it. Makes the catch. Sellers is tagging up and heading for third. Hard throw from Jackie. Oh, Nick
Almost.
just not able to reach him on the tag. Great throw from Jackie from deep center to third. Nick having to come a few steps off the bag to get it and just not quite able to reach the runner. Good running out there by Sellers. Sarge can do it all.
I'll be back. Don't kick me out of the dugout.
All right, so runner on third, 90 feet away from putting another run on the board. Only one out so far for the Lions. Lions desperately need to get out of this inning without allowing any more runs. Curveball from Landon. That one hit into right field. Bryant's got a beat on it. Sliding attempt, foul ball. Great effort out there by Bryant to try to get to that ball and get his team an out. But that'll go as a strike against the batter.
Yeah, great hustle by Ethan Bryant out there in right field. Almost coming up with a diving catch.
Yeah. So this is Conley Bodine up to bat for Bastrop. He's number 4.
And he hit the triple. Get that real quick. He hit the triple in the first inning, but was called out because he didn't step on first base.
0-1 pitch is outside. Going to bring the count to 1-1. Yeah, that's got to kill you, too. Get the triple and get out because you missed first. Oof, that nasty curveball from
you gotta
Landon.
love that curveball.
I'm telling you, man, that thing, the bottom drops out of it. It's like
You know what? He's been throwing that since
Forever,
probably,
yeah.
probably since he was born. He's been throwing that curveball.
I remember in Little League, he was pushing every batter out of the box, throwing it at their head and dropping it across the plate. And there it is again. Man, that thing is nasty.
Wow.
And that's what Bodine's telling himself too. He walks off shaking his head, going, "How? You know, how you supposed to hit that?" But you may see too as it gets later in the game. A lot of time with a pitcher that has a good curveball, it works really well. But over time, the team can start to time it up and catch a hold of it. So we'll see if Landon can continue to land that thing in there for a strike as the game goes on.
Yeah, that's his second strikeout of the game.
Yep, Landon's got 2 Ks, and that one a desperately needed out to take it to 2 outs. And now him and Gannon going to have a little talk as they got that runner on third. Make sure they have their strategy down to get out of this inning without letting that guy get home.
And number 1, Mason McClanahan, the center fielder, is at the plate. He reached base on a hit as well in the top half of the first inning.
Rinse and repeat, curveball for a strike.
I eat curveballs for breakfast.
Pitch from Hernandez. That one timed up and hit hard to left field. Looks like it's going to be just foul and about 10 feet short of the fence. So the batter able to time that one up, but that's going to go as a strike, and he's going to be behind in the count, 0-2.
And batter was way ahead on that one.
He was. I mean, it's surprising. Usually you got to wait, but he definitely came out early and caught a hold of it. He waits another second or two, and that's possibly a triple. All right, 0-2 pitch here for Hamilton. Pops that one over second base and into the gap in right center. Ethan Bryant's going to field it. It's going to hold him at first, but a run's going to score for Bastrop, taking the score to 4-0 Bastrop over your Lockhart Lions here in the top of the second inning.
And that'll bring up number 22, Wyatt Hamilton, up to the plate. If I'm correct. It's hard to see the numbers as
I
they
believe
blend in
that-
with the jerseys.
I think that last one was Hamilton, or was it McClanahan?
McClanahan.
Okay, this is Hamilton. And once again, Landon catching that outside corner. And it's funny, every time he does it, the batter, whoever it is, shakes their head going, nah, man, no way. All right, big lead over there on first base. I anticipate a throwback here from Landon. Nope, comes with the pitch. Chasing the curveball. Strike two. Landon doing a great job. He has started most of his batters off with either 1 or 2 strikes. So doing a great job of getting ahead in the count. Has finished off 2 of them. Would like to see him finish a couple more, especially this one, get out of the inning.
Yeah, we'll probably see Hamilton taking off right now. Hey, he'll stay at first base. Curveball is going to get away from Gannon.
And that's the one downfall to that curveball at this high school level is it's got so much spin. When it hits that dirt, it's going to kick hard on you, and you really got to be ready for it. That's a unique challenge for a catcher at the high school level to catch one of those balls out of the dirt.
It sure
You almost just got to dive to your right
Yeah.
because you know it's going to kick right, and it's probably not going to be able to get it with your glove. Really probably going to have to body block that ball to keep it in front of you. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter. Runner did advance to second on that mishandled curveball. And strike 3. And Landon gets him out of the inning and gets his 3rd strikeout of the game in only the 2nd inning. So pretty good pitching so far by Hernandez. A couple errors by the Lockhart Lions early on, allowing Bastrop to score. And now the score is 4-0 Bastrop as we'll be heading into the bottom of the 2nd.
And yeah, Jonathan Boone says we're off of batters. You know, like I said, it's very difficult to look at the numbers. Let us know who got that last strikeout for Bastrop so we could make sure we get the right call.
Yeah, they have maroon numbers over gray shirts, and it is just about impossible to see them. I think if I'm designing that one, I give them a white outline on the number. And I'm sure during the daytime it's probably easy enough to see, but we're old and blind. You have to cut us a little slack.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Sarge is old and blind.
Yeah, I'm old
getting
and
old and blind.
Yeah. But that's going to bring the Lockhart Lions back up to bat, trailing 4-0 here in the bottom half of the 2nd. And coming up to bat for the Lions is going to be Ethan Bryant,
And
followed by Derek Gannon, and then Ivan Gonzalez, the designated hitter.
And this is Bastrop's 2nd game of the tournament. Bastrop drawing, only a single game in the first 2 days of their tournament. Their back-to-backer is going to happen tomorrow in the 11:30 and 2 o'clock slot. They'll be playing back-to-back against Del Valle, who's just, in my opinion, Del Valle is probably the strongest team in the tournament so far, although St. Andrews really showed up earlier. It was the first time we got to see them. We've now seen Del Valle 3 times. Lockhart played them to a close game this morning. But for my money, I think right now I'm with Del Valle as the strongest team we've seen in the tournament so far. Bastrop, as I said, they did beat Navarro in their first game yesterday. This is the 2nd game Bastrop is playing as the 3rd game for the Lions.
And here we are getting ready for some action here in the bottom half of the 2nd.
And Ethan, he played a great game last night playing 3rd base for the Lions. He also got quite a few hits as well. First pitch to Bryant is going to be off his hip, and that one just getting away from Hibbs, lost the grip on it. Ethan wearing that one.
All right, once again, special thanks to Jonathan Boone, and we'll be all caught up. That was a Kovar with a strikeout for the last out for the Bastrop Bears, so we are back on track.
And
all
that'll
right.
bring Vaquera up in the next time we see
There we
Bastrop.
go. We're back.
So for Lockhart, this is number 8, Derek Gannon, the catcher. First pitch to him is a strike over the middle of the plate. Gannon takes it looking.
Bryant with the lead, not a big lead. He got a left-hander on the mound.
That ball high and inside for ball 1. Going to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. So in the first inning, we saw 3 batters up and 3 batters down. All 3 struck out for Hibbs. So Lockhart desperately needs to get the bats going. And we'd definitely like to see Ian Bryan get pushed over to second. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And with having 2 strikes, the ability to throw down a bunt is pretty much gone out the window now, as a foul tip on a 2-strike bunt is an out. That ball high and over the catcher's head, and that's going to allow Bryant to get to second easily. And credit him with a stolen base. Call the cops. He's stealing bases.
We have thievery going on.
Bryant looks in again and throws his hands up and says, "What's up, man? Push me around." He did. He told him, "Let's go, buddy." Gannon facing a 2-2 count here. Gannon's got some power. We've seen him drive some into the outfield. And he takes strike 3 there. That ball got that, again, that unique movement that you see from the left-hander where the ball starts way outside and comes into you as opposed to curving away from you.
And that's the 4th strikeout from Reagan Hibbs. All the outs have been strikeouts. And that's going to bring up Ivan Gonzalez, the designated hitter for the Lockhart Lions.
And Ivan swinging big at that first pitch and just a little bit behind it.
I can see I guess we'll call them the bleacher bums in left field. What they call them at Wrigley Field up on the
Up on the
the
big green
building?
monster?
Yeah,
Or
there
on
you
the
go.
building? I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
building, the bleacher bums. Want to thank y'all for watching and coming out.
And there's strike 3 to the DH. So far, the story of this game is only one, and it is Reagan Hibbs pitching. Lockhart, only person on base is Ethan Bryant. And the only reason he got on is one got away from Hibbs and hit him in the left thigh. So Lockhart yet to get a bat really on a ball and put it in play. We'll see if
Jacob Contreras.
Jacob Contreras can change that. And he just may with a hard hit ball to right field. And it falls fair. That's going to go all the way for a triple. Oh, he's got a chance here, folks. He's got a chance.
And
Nope.
they're going to hold him
He's
up.
going to hold up.
But that's going to score Ethan Bryant.
And Lockhart gets on the board, and that's exactly what they needed. And we'll give you a little, see if we can get a little taste of the dugout here.
There we go.
Yeah, so you can definitely hear Lockhart cheering for their team out there.
And they're going to try and do the same thing they did earlier. And they're going to try and get Contreras. They thought that he might have missed first base, but he didn't.
Yeah, they said, we saw you try it. We'll give it a shot. It's worth a try, right? It's just a throw.
After
Easy-
this
easy to
pitch,
do.
after this pitch, I got something funny that Jonathan Boone put up there we could read out.
And a swing and a miss for Nick Ojeda.
And we were talking about mullets earlier. Jonathan Boone says, "Great job, guys. Thanks for doing this. I can only tell who is who by the length of the mullet."
That's right. Welcome to 1984
Yes.
Lockhart baseball, folks. And that one a ball high, going to bring the count to 1-1 for the freshman Nick Ojeda. Man, I've been trying to think of a name for these freshmen. I don't think Funky Freshman's going to work. People might just start to think they don't change their socks. We'll call them the Fantastic Freshmen.
There we go.
And a hard swing by Nick Ojeda. Really looking to put that ball out there, but falls behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nick got his first playing time on varsity last night. Did a good job. Got on base once and got struck out once. That's strike 3. And there's another K.
Wow.
Goodness gracious. Somebody check that kid's birth certificate.
Well, the big story of the inning, Lockhart Lions finally get one across the board, across the plate. but still trail 4-1.
And that run they scored was off the hit batter. So other than that, Hibbs still striking out 3 Lockhart batters.
Yes.
So he's got 6 strikeouts in 2 innings, folks.
And the big hit by Jacob Contreras with the RBI triple to bring in the hit batsman, which was Ethan Bryant, matter of fact, yeah. And still on the mound for the Lions is going to be Landon Hernandez. He'll be coming out for the 3rd inning. And it's a great ball game so far. Big story has been Lions have gotten 1 error so far.
I'll tell you what, Landon's got so much junk on that curveball. If I'm the other coach, I'm checking it for chapstick. Because he really does curve that sucker good.
And not just that, but he places it well.
He does. He does. I would.
He's got
I
great
would hate to
placement.
stand in there and
No.
try to hit some of those. I'd rather face an 80-mile-an-hour, 90-mile-an-hour fastball than try to hit that curveball.
Yeah, definitely.
I got an interesting story. My Little League coach, the late Roger Taylor, teaching me how to hit a curveball one day. I had real problems. I would bail out of the box. I always felt like it was coming to hit me in the head. He says, stay in there. No matter what, you just stay in there, and you watch this ball, and you swing at it. I said, all right, I'm going to do this. So I get up there, and I stay in there, and he gets out on the mound, and he chunks a hard curve, and it bings me right in the left eye. And he said, sorry, that one didn't curve. And, of course, that did not help my ability to stay in there after the curveball.
All right, so that's going to bring Elijah Vaquera up to the plate.
And we're on point now. He's going to swing at the first pitch and foul it back into the backstop for strike 1. Yeah, that didn't do a whole lot for me in teaching me, but eventually I did learn to hit the curve. It took quite a while. I was like Pedro Serrano, can't hit curveball.
Also got one more shout-out to give out after this pitch to Vaquero. It's going to be low and in the dirt for ball 1. And Sarah Allison Dunn says, hey, Sarge, make sure to give your fellow announcer a slightly early happy birthday from his big sis in Ohio.
Well,
She
actually,
says,
it's my
love you,
birthday in
Bubba.
a couple hours, yeah.
Yeah, it sure is. So happy birthday from us here at Lions Pride Sports Broadcast and to TD Tom Dunn.
I was hoping to slip by this one and ignore it and stay 35 for another year, but I don't think my sisters or my wife's going to let me do that. My wife did something amazing for me this week. She's given me a gift each day of this week, and apparently I've got a big box of them coming tomorrow.
Oh,
so
wow.
Just an awesome deal that she's done to make me feel horrible about what I got her for her birthday.
Is it fishing poles and
I've
fishing
had,
reels?
yeah, quite a bit of outdoor stuff. That ball hit down the left field line, going to be fielded out there, but the runner's going to get to first. Great job just barely getting a piece of that one at the last second and pushing it down the line. It skipped right down there. And earlier we were getting on Nick, get away from the bag, and now it appears he's a little too far from the bag. Poor kid. Get away, move back. He's only 15.
Another big breaking ball for strike 1.
Double play depth for second and shortstop for Lockhart. Looks like they'll be looking at turn 2, and they're probably going to get 2 here.
Oh, not in time. Not in time. Great job by the first base runner.
Just
Vaquera.
missed it. Heads up play, though, by Torres to know that guy was off just far enough. If I'd have been Torres, I might have done the old, oops, I dropped it. Throw it over to second and then see if you can get the double play that way. That's one of my favorite plays in baseball, when that little fly is coming towards him and the second baseman just lets it drop and then turns it into 2. It's beautiful.
And that was Austin Tambola at the plate, lining out to the second baseman. Now batting number 13, Ian Dildine.
Ooh, off the umpire's foot, but great job by R.J. Torres to make the adjustment and knock that ball down and really avoid disaster on that one. Talk about a quick reaction time. What's the umpire? Something's going on.
The ball bounced off the umpire.
I think he may just be telling the guy, sorry.
Yeah, my
sorry,
bad, my
guys.
bad.
I am part of the field. But great job there by Torres to react to that ball off the umpire's shoe and be able to kind of knock it down, because If he hadn't, that ball was going to go out to center field. The next person in line would have been Jackie Edwards, and they would now have a runner on third.
Leon Seller steps up to the box. Last time up, we're a batter off, so we'll go ahead and wait for that one.
There we go.
And
Throwing
they're going
time,
to get
and
him
they
at
got
2.
him at second base. Great job to get that lead runner out and get the second out of the inning and put themselves one step closer to getting back to swinging the bats.
Great move by Landon Hernandez. Not that quick at all, but it it definitely caught the second base runner sleeping out there. And Vaquera gets thrown out
And
or gets picked off.
Landon blows the smoke off the pistol and puts it back in the holster and goes right back to pitching with a strike on that one. That's going to be no balls, 1 strike to the batter. First baseman's lead got smaller after that pickoff.
You can hear the coaching staff yelling no to throw down to second.
R.J. Torres playing catcher out at second the last 2 plays, blocking 2 balls that both had a funky bounce. That throw took a weird bounce off the edge of the grass. Good job by Torres keeping it in front of him. That is key.
0-2 count on Leon Sellers.
Way outside, gets away from Gannon. Runner's going to make it into third easily. They'll hold him there. Yeah, if Gannon continues to have problems getting a handle on that curve, he's going to have to start setting himself up a little bit outside. That may tip off a little bit, but you just can't continue to let those get away from you because it is going to cost you runs, and if it happens here, it most likely will. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter, 2 outs, 1 pitch away from getting out of this one without Bastrop scoring any more. With the wind up in the pitch.
And that'll do it.
Gets him. Is that his fourth strikeout? 5th strikeout.
Let me chop him down first real quick. 1.
Well, either way, great job there by Landon Hernandez to hang tough. 3.
3rd strikeout.
3rd strikeout. Umpires having a little bit of fun with each other out there after that ball going off the umpire's foot. Even the coaches giving him a hard time. Come on, you got to move out there, huh? Umpire, big fella, 6'4", and well over 200 pounds. That's a big man.
So Landon Hernandez got 3 strikeouts underneath his belt. And more importantly, the Bastrop Bears didn't score in this top half of the 3rd inning. Still lead 4-1.
And Lockhart unable to get the bats going yet. Well, we got 1 hit that brought in the 1 run, or at least pushed him over to position to score. And then 1 batter got on base by hit. But on this Bastrop side of the ball, Reagan Hibbs, 6 strikeouts so far in the game.
We've had 3 runners reach base. Gavin Gomez on catcher interference. Brian on a hit by pitch. And, of course, Jacob Contreras with the RBI triple to bring Brian in the last inning. But as you mentioned, Reagan Hibbs doing an outstanding job on the mound for the Bastrop Bears. 6 strikeouts. All the outs that Lockhart has had has come from strikeouts.
Yeah, and the biggest tell, too, is I think only 1 ball has gotten past the catcher as well. So, I mean, he's just really placing the ball well. When he's missing, he's not missing by much.
And so Reagan Hibbs is on tonight. As we got to throw down to second. As we get ready for getting right back to the top of the order. And Juan Rene Delgadillo, he struck out his first time up at the plate.
And we'll give you a quick listen into the Lockhart dugout.
And yes, we do got a microphone inside the dugout. Just kidding.
But with very minimal or no crowd noise, we can definitely hear him on our crowd mic. That first pitch outside for ball 1. Back to the top of the order here for Lockhart. Rene Delgadillo batting. Struck out his first time at bat. And just missing that one. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Delgadillo.
I tell you what, Hibbs got some great movement on that fastball.
Bastrop also wearing the classic socks that we saw from Hyde Park, the old strap style. Lots of things coming back that used to be popular years ago, huh, Sarge?
Oh, yeah.
And another one outside. That's going to be ball 2.
I'm still waiting for the boombox to come back.
Well, now it's the Bluetooth speaker.
Ah, there you go. No 12D batteries to fit in it. You just plug it in and charge it up.
Oh, that one's going to hit him in the ankle. And Renee's going to get down to first. So, you know, as well as Hibbs done, we got our second hit batter.
And our fourth batter to reach base. And up comes Gavin Gomez, his first time up at the plate. He reached first on catcher interference.
And then Gomez also, he stole second and then stole third as well, right?
Oh, no, he was able to steal second, and
then
R.J. Torres and Edwards struck out to end the inning.
That's right.
And left Gavin Gomez stranded. Squaring around to bunt.
Whew.
Pulls back off of it, and that ball's going to get past the catcher.
And
And
Renee's going to go for third, and he's going to be in there safe.
Talk about hustle at its best.
Man, that's a good way to fire up your team right there. Steal 2 bases at one time, and I mean that was a close one. It wasn't like the ball got that far away from the catcher.
But good hustle by Delgadillo.
Tell you what, that kid's a beast. He plays with a lot of heart. I mean, which we already knew. We saw that all year long on the football field. Delgadillo leading the team in tackles many times during the football season this year, and really playing with the same kind of heart he showed us there out here on the baseball field. That comebacker up the middle, looks like second baseman had a chance, but then mishandled it. Delgadillo scores for Lockhart, closing the gap now down to 2 runs.
And Gomez will reach first on an error by the second baseman.
Yeah, there we go.
4-2. Let's make it right on the scoreboard.
And speaking of our scoreboard, I want to thank Mr. Kent Riddle Properties scoreboard, sponsored by Kent Riddle Properties. That has been a great addition, as last year you would have had to squint for the scoreboard or trust that we knew what it was.
Yes.
And also want to thank our main sponsor, Recon Athlete, as well. Throw down to first. Gomez with the speed says, that's fine. I'll just go anyway. Goodness gracious. Lockhart getting real aggressive out here on the bases, which is great, but you also got to be careful with it. 'Cause
Yes.
it can get you into the pickle.
But I tell you what, Coach Honeycutt has his team. He's had them aggressive, gradually going on. And, man, this is the most aggressive team that I've seen so far tonight.
Well, and if I had to judge one thing that the Lions have done the best thing they've done in the tournament so far, it's been base running.
Yes.
Because they really have run bases well. They've stolen a lot of bases and taken advantage of every opportunity they've been given. I tell you what, every time they show bunt, he comes with that inside fastball and makes them think twice about it. Torres taking that one for ball 2. See, Paul Encira just tuned in. What's up, Paul? Glad to have you back with us again.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's out there with the bleacher bums out in left field, too. If you are, give us a huge wave out there.
Maybe some jumping jacks.
Yes.
The ball hit hard to the second baseman. Heads up play out there to get back to the base by Gavin Gomez. Once again, showing his baseball smarts. We saw it when he was over on first base, catching the guy didn't touch the base, and right there being heads up and getting back to that bag.
And you know what? That's the first out that wasn't a strikeout. A line drive to the second baseman for out number 1, and that's going to bring up Jackie Edwards Jr. up to the plate.
Jackie struck out his first at bat. Jackie got a pretty high batting average. Hadn't looked at any of the numbers, but it seems that he gets on base just about every time we see him. And he hits a chopper down to third that's not fielded cleanly. Oh, come on. Well, I won't argue too much, but it seemed to me like he was up in the air off the bag as Jackie touched it. But, hey, everyone's getting used to playing again, right? Even the umpires.
Oh, yes.
But that is going to push a runner around to third base and be 90 feet away from closing that gap by one more run. Going to be 2 outs now, and that's going to bring up Bryant back to the plate again.
And he was hit by a pitch and scored on the RBI triple from Contreras in the last inning, the bottom half of the second.
And comes close to wearing another one. That ball high and inside for ball 1.
And Ethan Bryant has come through in the clutch. Had a couple of very crucial hits
He has.
last night.
The young man definitely stays cool under pressure, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Swing and a miss on that one for strike 1. Going to even the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. We are here in the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Lockhart Lions Field. 360 feet to the center field fence, 300 at the corners. Pitch to Bryant. Swung on and miss. Strike 2.
And Bryant usually does his best work when he's down in the count.
And got him with strike 3, and the pitcher for Bastrop still throwing well, Reagan Hibbs. He did hit a batter that inning, but able to get his team out of the inning with only 1 run scored. Bastrop still up over your Lockhart Lions 4-2. We're going to go ahead and take a break here. We'll be right back in just a minute. You're watching Lockhart Baseball on Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
When confronted with a screeching halt, that's why Chios Paint and Body is devoted to making the repair process as smooth as possible with their state-of-the-art technology, frequent status updates, and a 24/7 customer service center to help you every step of the way. With our state-of-the-art body shop and paint facility, repairing your car is a breeze. We are fully equipped with a powerful frame-straightening bay, expansive body shop, and our semi-down downdraft paint booth. Our automotive repair services include everything from oil changes, brake repair replacement, and suspension work to sophisticated mechanical repairs. Whatever your needs, we can offer premium service, affordable cost, and great customer service. These are just some of the differences that make Chios Paint and Body the best choice for your car's recovery and automotive repair. If you're a mechanical to Car Care Automotive, located at 1313 North Colorado Street in Lockhart, Texas. Owner and head mechanic Alex will your vehicle the care it needs to get back on the road. Alex has over 30 years of mechanic work and is ASE certified. Whether your vehicle is gas or diesel, bring it to Car Care Automotive. Or call 512-668-4555 to schedule a visit. Mention that you heard this ad on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast and get a free oil change with your automotive repair.
And I tell you what, that practice throw down to second, about as pretty as you can get from Derek Gannon, landing right in the tag spot. I'd like to see if he can do that in the game on an attempted steal. So we still got Landon Hernandez on the mound for Lockhart. He's got 3 Ks so far and has started quite a few batters off with 1 or 2 strikes, throwing that nasty curveball of his. We've had a couple batters been able to time it up. And we got Reagan Hibbs, the pitcher, back up to bat again for Bastrop.
Swinging at the first pitch. And once again, Hernandez leading off the batter with a strike.
It's definitely different than what we saw from Hunter last night. He'd start him off outside with the ball and then follow up outside with a strike. That one hit sky high. Looks like Bryant, who's now playing third base, is going to make a play on that. So, yeah, so we had Bryant move to third base. Let's see. Nick Ojeda moved out into left field. We'll try to figure out. I'm guessing that's Rene Delgadillo out there and right. So a little shuffle around from Lockhart in between that inning. Didn't look like anyone subbed out. Just did some moving. There's a curveball for a strike.
I tell you, that's a sweet science of a curveball right there.
It is. Like to see that show, that sports science show.
Yes.
That's pretty neat how they show, how it curves, how the wind affects it. And another one for another strike.
And I bet my bottom dollar you're going to see a fastball on this pitch.
Well, I don't care if we do. I'm going to start calling Landon the curveball king.
Conley Bodine at the plate down 0-2. And
That one hit
curveball
sky
number
high
3.
as well. And caught cleanly by Contreras.
Oh, we had a fly out to the third baseman, a fly out to the shortstop. And that'll be 2 outs. Here in the top half of the 4th inning, short work if Atlanta can get out of this inning right here.
His best inning so far.
Yeah.
Starting to, maybe kind of pitch to contact a little bit. We'll take it as long as the defense backs him up. That's a great way to play ball. We saw a lot of that last night.
Yes, as Mason McClanahan steps up into the batter's box, sends one to right field.
Delgadillo's got a beat on it, and he makes a catch. So 3 up, 3 down there. 3 up, 3 down in that inning for Landon Hernandez. 3 offensive putouts. Great job of the defense there, backing them up and catching each one of those pop flies.
He only threw 7 pitches in this inning.
Well, that'll work. Especially when throwing that curveball, it's good to keep that count down.
A pitcher's dream would be to throw 3 pitches, but
Right.
7, we'll take that in high school baseball.
Well, it's either 3 or 9.
Yes.
A lot of them want to throw 9 and get those 3 Ks.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure Landon Hernandez will be satisfied with 3 flyouts. 1 to third base, shortstop, and then to right field to end the top half of the 4th inning. And we'll go and keep it right here as the Lions are going to be coming up to bat. Really needed to do something.
And so we've seen this in each one of the Lions games so far in the tournament. It's been a close game each time. Last night, they're towards the end really able to pull away in their game against Hyde Park, but only winning by 4. But their other game, 4-2 loss to Del Valle, a 4-2 loss to Manor. So at no point in this tournament, has this Lions team laid down and let a team score a whole bunch of runs on them. And they continue to keep it close with every opponent they play, which is I love to see that.
And more importantly, at this point of the year, compared to last year and the previous years before, Lockhart's 2-2 so far in the season.
Yep.
And that says a lot because usually they either 1-3 or 0-4 to start the season off. This year, Coach Honeycutt's got them, firing on all cylinders right now.
Well, and they're 4 or 5 errors away from being
exactly
3-0 at this point.
Yeah.
So.
And 4-0 on the season as well.
Yeah, so got off to a great start with their first win coming at
Cedar Creek.
Last week. That was in that game we had Ivan Gonzalez pitched a full game, struck out plenty, and the Lockhart bats were really working in that game as well as the base running.
Yes.
Again, that's been my biggest takeaway from the team so far is this team is a base running team.
And
they do a lot of running, too.
Yes. And that's going to bring up Derek Gannon up to the plate, the catcher for the Lockhart Lions.
Yeah, Hunter telling me when they got back from Cedar Creek, he's like, I hope we don't have to run when we get back. I said, man, I like that. Strike 1 to Gannon.
Hibbs is still on the mound. And rightfully so. 7 strikeouts so far in the ball game for Hibbs.
Yeah, I'd tell him, get used to being there, kid, because you'll be there all night. 0-1 pitch to Gannon. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Getting behind early in the count here. No balls, 2 strikes. We are here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, being behind on the count at 0-2 against Hibbs, that's not one spot you want to be at. Hibbs got some great movement in his fastball. And there it is right there.
3 pitches, 3 strikes.
It looked like that was a changeup. And that's strikeout number 8 for Hibbs.
And that's going to bring
Ivan Gonzalez,
back
designated
up.
hitter. He's batting for Landon Hernandez, and he struck out his first time up at the plate. As did Gannon. That'll be Gannon's second strikeout.
And unfortunately, we'll be repeating that as a lot of these guys come back up. As Hibbs definitely able to get the work done, opening Gonzalez up with a ball.
Uncharacteristic like from Hibbs.
Into the windup. Fastball popped
That
up
looks like
to
trouble.
right field.
And
it's
that's
going
gonna
to
drop.
fall. So Lockhart gets on base in their first hit or second hit of the game. First one coming on a triple. So Lockhart 2 runs away from tying this thing up. 1 run on base.
The tying run is at the plate.
I bring up
Jacob
Contreras.
Contreras, and we're going to have a courtesy runner coming in. Trying to catch who the number
That's
is.
going to be Hunter. Hunter Dunn.
All right, Hunter Dunn will come in, do the courtesy running.
And he asked me, he said, "You think I might play today?" I said, "Man, you threw over 100 pitches last night. You better get used to holding that pine down this evening." But, hey, he's getting to – his arm may be tired, but they say, "Hey, we'll use your legs."
Yes.
And he's got plenty of legs to give. He's my little brother, so I give him a hard time. I like to say he's got legs up to his armpits.
They're about 6 feet apiece.
Definitely gets that from his mama's side, as me and my dad both have like a 28-inch inseam. Coach Honeycutt having a little conversation with the home plate umpire. Can't imagine what they're talking about. You know,
They're talking about a lot of stuff. They got a lot of stuff going on.
Could be Smitty's, could be Kreitz, might be Chisholm Trail Barbecue. It's one of those for sure.
I've got a little discussion. I don't know if it has to do with the courtesy runner, but I'm pretty sure you could have a courtesy runner for a designated hitter.
Yeah.
I've seen it before.
We've seen it every time, actually. We've had the designated hitter when it's been Gonzalez. We've seen it, courtesy runner for him every time he has come up so far. And he has been the DH for, I think, all 3 games in this tournament so
yes,
far.
Sir. Got a message from Kent Riddle, one of our top fans, says, "Thank you for doing a great job, Sarge. I will handle softball tomorrow for the QA." He's been the outstanding QA for Lions Pride Sports broadcast. He's always on top of it, letting us know when we sound good, when the sound's off, how the pitcher's going. So I want to give you a big shout-out, Mr. Riddle. And, of course, Kent Riddle Property Scoreboard, you look down at the bottom of the screen, you look at the beautiful scoreboard we got, and that's because of the great support and sponsorship of Kent Riddle and Kent Riddle Properties to keep you updated throughout the whole game. As Tom mentioned, if we didn't have that, you'll be squinting to make sure that we are calling the game right with the balls and strikes. And
I'm glad I have it to see, too.
And looks like they're going to be bringing Ivan back out to run the bases. I don't know what the hiccup was with that.
So I guess they're, for some reason, not allowing a courtesy runner for the DH, which is, like I say, we've definitely seen it, and it could be something that just got missed up to this point.
And definitely taking up a little bit of time as we are into.
Yeah, and in a game that is on a time limit,
we're into the 80-minute mark right now.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'd argue my point. I'd say, okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, let's move it along.
Yeah, we got 40 minutes left. There's a 2-hour time limit for tournament games. As we get back, as Hibbs steps on the mound, Jacob's going to call a timeout before the pitch is thrown. And how Leon Galloway Castillo says, how many games have they played this week? The Lions have played. This will be their 4th game. Their 5th game will be tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Line drive to the second baseman. They'll get Ivan at 1, out to 2, and they're going to turn the double play.
And this Bastrop team looking very well here tonight on the pitching of Hibbs, and then also on defensive plays like that. They are up on your Lions 4-2. We're going into the top of the 5th, and we'll just go ahead and stay right here for you guys. We'll see. Looks like Landon's going to remain on the mound for the Lions.
Yes, and all total together, if you're asking about it, Ms. Castillo, is there's 14 games total for the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament, which means there will be 14 broadcasts when everything is said and done that Lions Pride Sports broadcast will have brought to all the fans and teams that have joined us here for the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament. And Michelle James says, good broadcast, fellas. Love it. Let's go, boys. Of course, Michael James was a long-time coach for the Lockhart Little League.
And he still is.
Yeah.
And not only does he coach one team, but he's going to be coaching Probably 2 teams in 2 divisions, which is, very few folks can do that. I tell you what, if you've ever been involved in Little League, you know it is hard enough to manage one team, and we'll call him Magic Mike because he can do more than one.
I tell you what, my last year as a major league manager, I managed a major league team, and then I helped coach a T-ball team.
Well,
so imagine having to go from a group of kids that know everything to a group of kids you got to teach them everything.
That's like herding cats.
Yes, it is.
All right,
but I enjoyed doing it.
Hernandez still on the mound for the Lions, throwing that nasty junk. We'll see if he can get him another strikeout or 2 here as we come into the 5th inning.
And that's going to bring up Wyatt Hamilton, number 22.
Hamilton hits a chopper foul down the third base line. Hamilton's got a very open batting stance.
And this is going to be Hamilton's, I believe, his 3rd time coming up to bat against Landon Hernandez.
He reaches out to pop that one foul as well.
And once again, Landon finds himself ahead in the count, 0-2. And yes, this is the Lions' 4th game of the tournament. Their 5th game will be tomorrow at 4:30 p.m.
And they would have several more games on the year if we had not gone through Snowmageddon last year.
Yes,
or last week, rather.
And 14 games is the amount of games that was played here for the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament. We are in game number 10 of the tournament.
And we'll give you a complete tournament update coming up in between the next exchange.
Looking at an 0-2 count to Hamilton.
And a chopper hit to third base, fielded by Bryant, but then he loses a handle on it. Throw not going to be in time. And Hamilton's going to get on first base for the Bastrop Bears on an error there by the third baseman for the Lions. So once again, kind of the story of the tournament for the Lions is errors stacking up, allowing on base, allowing runs. We kind of looked at some of the stuff earlier, talking with Coach Honeycutt. So far in the tournament, I think all but 2, 3, maybe 4 runs against the Lions have been unearned runs off of errors. So the Lions really got to work to get that cleaned up a little bit and be able to get those easy outs like that one should have been. Starts him off with a curveball, strike 1.
Now that's number 21, Reed Kovar, up at the plate. Here after this next pitch, I do want to give a shout-out real quick.
To me?
No.
He never gives me shout-outs when I'm here anyway.
Strike 2. I want to give a shout-out to Glenda's Delivery Service. They brought me some KFC earlier during the 2nd game today and really helped out as I'm unable to leave the field as I'm here all day long. 0-2 pitch is going to be just going to stick the bat out to right field. It's going to get away from the right fielder just a little bit, but not enough for the runners to advance further.
Well, and that one was a calculated gamble there by Delgadillo, so I could tell he measured that one to say, if I can bare hand and throw this as hard as I can, I might be able to get him at first, but as it hit his bare hand palm, just kind of got away a little bit, so that one won't count as an error against him.
Yeah, that'll bring up number 11, Elijah Vaquera.
Also want to thank George Dunn Delivery Service as well, because he brought us some drinks as we got quite parched after that first game game that we.
I've been parched all day long.
Yeah. I've only been here for 2 of the games today. Sarge has been here since early this morning. That ball hit hard into left field. He's got a beat on it, and Nick Ojita's going to make the catch. The runner at second base unable to tag up, and Lions are going to get their first out of the inning.
And that'll bring up number 5, Austin Tabola. This is his 3rd time up at the plate.
I tell you what, if I'm starting to see something develop here, kind of with some consistency, when they do catch a hold of that curveball, it's rarely on the ground. It's almost always a pop-up every time. We've seen quite a few of those. And that one's a rope, hit up the middle. I spoke too soon. Of course, that was a fastball from Lennon. All right, that's going to load the bases for Bastrop. Lockhart only with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning.
And that's going to bring up number 13, Ian Dildine, the designated hitter for the Bastrop Bears.
And we'll have a courtesy runner as well.
Now, why are they allowing this courtesy runner?
And I'm not sure because that was – oh, that's the catcher, and that's why Tabola's the catcher.
Okay, there you go. All right, once again, Ian Dildine up to the plate. Flew out to left field and got on a base hit the top half of the third inning.
And Dildine unable to hold off of that one as his bat crosses in front of the front of the plate. Although it may not have crossed, it was in the strike zone regardless. Big leads all the way around for Bastrop off the bases. Man, and Lennon starts another one out with 2 strikes. Talk about, I mean, starting off right. Almost every batter this kid faces, he's ringing them up with 2 strikes. Just need to figure out how to get to that finish line with more of them. Whew. Teed off on that one. Foul just past the third base coach there. Dildine staying alive in there, the left-handed batter. No shift at all for the Lions. There's another one hit out to left field, and that's going to be foul. I'll tell you what, Nick Ojita's definitely ready out there. He sees the way these foul balls are going and these pop-ups are going, and he is on his toes.
Count still remains 0-2.
Oh, 2 pitch on the way. And fouled off again into the backstop. So Dildine hanging tough in there. Owen Boone. Owen Boone. Looks like we may have gotten off again. Yep, Ian Dildine was our last batter, the DA.
Now, Owen Boone must be coming in to bat for himself, and he's going to strike out swinging. And that'll be out number 2. And that'll bring up number 30, Leon Sellers.
I don't know who the DH was hitting for earlier because
Owen Boone.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
So Owen Boone's going to come in to hit for himself. Ball's going to get past the catcher, and 1 run is going to come across the plate as all runners will advance.
And 2 outs here for the Lions, looking to get out of this one. Bastrop scores 1, extending the lead to 5-2. A three-run gap between the 2 teams here. Lockhart wants to keep it close. And that'll bring the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. And that ball hit foul. It would take the count to 1-2.
Bastrop still has 2 runners on the base pads.
And we definitely do. We do appreciate the help out there, Mr. Boone. We'll have to have you be the spotter for us.
Well, we had the right spot in the batting order, just had the wrong guy.
Yeah, they didn't use the DH that time.
Yeah. They threw a curveball on us.
Speaking of a curveball, he waited on that one and puts it out in center field. Jackie Edwards makes a great catch to get Lockhart out of the inning for an inning more can score.
What a clutch catch right there by Jackie Edwards. He doesn't make that catch, and 2 more runners are coming in.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I don't know if it's from, watching him all football season, but it's kind of like when something like that goes towards him, I feel like the guys can just head for the dugout because I've just got such confidence in his ability to be clutch.
Yes.
We saw him run for his life in a lot of the football games this year, and after what we saw him deal with there, it almost is like he's coming out here and playing checkers.
Yes.
But Jackie's got great speed and a great glove.
And leading off for the Lions when they get back into action is going to be number 9, Nicholas Ojeda. And that'll be his second time coming up to the plate. He's going to be followed up by the top of the order, Rene Delgadillo, Gavin Gomez, and then R.J. Torres should we get to the fourth batter. And Reagan Hibbs is still on the mound. And
well, the Lions are going to need to get to that fourth batter, and they're going to need to have not many outs when they do because the hits are coming few and far between against Reagan Hibbs here. He's definitely not giving anything to the Lions, but you hope that as the game goes on, you start to learn the pitcher that you're facing and find the ball a little bit more.
And Hibbs has recorded 8 outs so far, in strikeouts, that is.
Not bad considering we're only in the 5th. And these games scheduled for 7 innings, also time limit in place. This one moving along pretty quick. I'm thinking you never know, but I think we may get to 7.
Yeah. Just a little bit under 50% of the outs have come by way of strikeout. So most of the defense has come, well, half of the defense has come from Reagan Hibbs. He has faced 17 batters and struck out 8 of them. But just as the Del Valle Cardinals the Bastrop Bears have seen the Lockhart Lion pitcher, Landon Hernandez, 3 times. Right after Nicholas Ojeda, we're going to get right back to the top of the lineup where we're going to have our batters that are going to be seeing Reagan Hibbs for the 3rd time as well.
I want to thank all you folks who are tuning in. Make sure you, if you haven't, go over there and hit that like button on Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. As we may have, I think we hit 2,000 today already, and that's something I forgot to talk to you about, Sarge.
Check that out.
I saw that I think we hit 2,000 likes today, or we're very close, but we sure could use a few more if you folks would like to go over there and hit that like button on Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. And Nick starts off with a big swing for strike 1. We saw Nick swinging hard in his last at bat.
Yeah, Nicholas ended the 2nd inning with a strikeout.
Come on, Nick, hit the ball. You can do it. Nick, one of the fantastic freshmen on this team. Lions have 3 freshmen on this baseball team. We've seen all of them. All of them have seen action in this tournament. Jacob Wisnant had a big game last night and another big game this morning, catching, I think he had, 5 putouts on fly balls?
5 putouts. One of the co-defensive players of the game for the Lockhart Lions this morning.
And unfortunately for Nick, he continues to get on base in the same way over the last couple of games, and that's taking a fastball off the butt. So he'll probably start to develop some soreness as this is the 2nd night in a row he's taking a pitch at the same spot.
He got hit by a pitch last night.
I asked him after the game last night, I said, "You hurt it all?" He's sore. He said, "Nah." He said, "I'm good."
He's too young. Nothing hurts. Nothing sore. And Rene Delgadillo steps up to the plate for the 3rd time, and he was hit by a pitch his last time up at the plate.
Lays down the bunt. Plays it perfectly, but just barely rolls out of bounds. Great heads-up play by the 3rd baseman there to let it go foul. A lot of times they'll make the mistake of just wanting to get that ball, and they'll go after it when they don't necessarily have to. That one rolling foul.
And that was very close. I think Delgadillo would have beaten that one out.
So even makes it even more of a heads-up play by that 3rd baseman. Great job. All right, no balls, 1 strike to Delgadillo. Nick Ojeda on first, off to a 2-step lead. And the throw, going to take him back to the base. Throw not in time. We'll do a quick shout out to Larry Rodriguez. What's up, Larry? Thanks for providing some feedback. Larry tells me I need more energy, and I maybe need to go get a Red Bull for that one. I'm trying not to yawn. It's definitely been a long week this week with having this tournament as well as preparing for Little League baseball assessments this weekend. That happens tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., folks. If you haven't got your kids signed up now or yet, go to LockhartLittleLeague.com. Get them signed up.
And 0-2 to Delgadillo as Hibbs steps off the mound.
Hibbs with a curveball of his own, just missing the strike zone wide.
Yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Delgadillo. Ojeda at first base after getting hit by the pitch.
I noticed last night when, and Delgadillo's going to go down swinging. I noticed last night when doing a QC where I watch our broadcast afterwards. I noticed our subtitles. They call Nick OG, and I just know that if the guys see that, they're going to absolutely love it.
Yeah. And that'll be the 9th strikeout.
He's setting them up and knocking them down, that's for sure. That's going to be 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
And Gavin Gomez steps up to the plate. He's reached base both times he's come up. One on catcher interference, and the second one he reached base on an error. And Hibbs going to start him off with 1 ball.
And those 2 on bases, but Gavin, I think he's got the highest on base percentage so far tonight for the Lions, which really kind of is a tell of how good this pitcher for Bastrop is that many of the Lions that have got on base have been just on a pitch that got away from him on a couple of hit batters. And Gomez
down the left
just
side.
a little ahead of that one.
And actually, Gomez is the only line that's reached base twice. Albeit it was catcher interference and then an error, but still, he reaching base.
Well, we need him to reach base this time on an actual
And that was an
actual
absolute
hit.
rope down the left side, too.
did a good job turning on that ball. Inside pitch, he took it foul down the left field line. Nick with a little bit bigger lead now. Gomez puts one out there. Second baseman going to be able to field it. Going to get Gomez out at first, but not before Nick is pushed over to second base in scoring position. And that's going to bring up R.J. Torres coming up to bat for the Lions. I think R.J. is he's 0 for tonight, right, so far?
He struck out in the first and lined out to third. Lined out to second in the fourth. In the third, excuse me. He lined out to second in the fourth.
Well, a single scores a run here. With the Lions down 5-2, they sure could use one. And that one fouled off over the home dugout. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 5th. Nick Ojeda out there at second base. Popeye. Torres calls for time. And some mystery balls come rolling in there to
Where
the
those
frame.
come from?
It's the old ball return. Pretty neat deal down in Hallettsville, Texas. Their Little League Stadium is equipped with a foul ball return that's like a gutter system. It's really neat. That one in on the hands. Torres, good job to foul that one off. Count remains at 0-2. Last time we saw Torres come up, he fought through a tough at bat. I think kept fouling him off before he finally was struck out.
That was
or lined out.
Yeah, that was his first at bat. He kept fouling him off. Fought to the very end, but ended up striking out.
Torres definitely not an easy kid to strike out.
No.
Really got to slip one by him because he can touch them just about wherever they're at.
And he's behind in the count. 0-2 right now with 2 outs. Ojeda at second for the Lions.
Yeah, Torres just way late on that one. And he knew it. That curved right in. It looked like it was headed outside, and that left-hand action coming towards you. So with that, that's going to end the 5th inning. The score is still 5-2. Your Lockhart Lions down to the Bastrop Bears, playing in a game that's been played here and in Bastrop for probably 40 years or more. or maybe much longer than that. I'm not sure. Wonder if any of our viewers knows how long Lockhart has been playing Bastrop at baseball. I guarantee it's probably more than my lifetime.
It probably is in a lot of our lifetimes. But that's going to do it for the 5th inning as we head over to the top of the 6th. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion baseball here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
Hazelton Incorporated are proud supporters of the community by sponsoring youth league programs, T-Ball Express, Boys Junior League, Boys Coach Pitch, and Girls Coach Pitch teams. Established in 1978 by George Hazlett, Hazlett Drilling Incorporated was formed to provide quality water drilling service to farms and surrounding ranches. As the company grew, so did the spectrum of services to meet the growing needs of dedicated customers. Today, Hazlett Drilling is the leading water well, oil, and gas drilling company, known for quality work and one-on-one customer service. Hazlett Drilling and Supply is located at 915 Old McMahon Road in Lockhart, Texas, or you can call 512-398-6682.
And we are back here for the start of the 6th inning in game number 10 for the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament here in Lockhart, Texas, as the Bastrop Bears are going up against your home team, the Lockhart Lions. And right now the Bastrop Bears have the lead 5-2 as Landon Hernandez is still on the mound for the Lockhart Lions. And we're going to be looking at the top of the order coming up to bat for the Bears. Want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching tonight's contest here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. I'm Emilio Sarge-Juarez along with TD Tom Dunn, bringing you all the live action right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast for today's game and tomorrow's rest of the tournament for here in the Lockhart Lions Varsity Tournament going on. We've got 4 more games to broadcast tomorrow, which will bring our total up to 14 broadcasts in 3 days. And I tell you, it's been an exciting time here at the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament as we get ready for action. First pitch coming in to Hibbs. It's going to be high for ball 1. And Hibbs is going to be looking at a 1-0 count. Hibbs has done an outstanding job on the mound, striking out 10 Lions so far. Swinging a drive down to right field. It's going back towards the right fielder. Back to the wall. And it'll be a deep fly for out number 1. Let's see who's the young man out there in right field. That's going to be... I'll get the number for you and the name out here in a little bit. As we get back to action, swinging on the first pitch down to the shortstop. Contreras scoops it up out to 1. And not in time as Conley Bodine is going to beat the throw out. And he will reach base safely with a hit. And that'll bring up Mason McClanahan with 1 out. Hernandez steps off the mound, takes a look to first base to put Bodine back on the bag. 1 out here in the top half of the 6th. And we're coming up about 14 minutes before we hit the time limit here in the 10th and final game of the day, or 10th game in the tournament, final game of the day, as we still have 4 more games to broadcast tomorrow starting at 9 o'clock a.m. in the morning. McClanahan still looking for the first pitch as Hernandez trying to keep Bodine at bay at first base, who has a huge lead. First pitch is going to be low and in the dirt outside. Gets past the catcher, and Bodine's going to advance to second base on the pass ball. And Hernandez will find himself back in the count. 1-0 to McClanahan. One 0 pitch going to be behind McClanahan and gets back to the backstop for ball 2. And with the pass ball, Bodine's going to advance to third base. Got a little discussion between the third base coach and McClanahan. Looking at a 2-0 count and a runner at third base. Might be seeing McClanahan squaring around to bunt, which would be my guess. Infield is in the grass. Breaking ball outside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Here in the top portion of the 6th inning. 3-0 pitch is going to be low and in the dirt. And that'll put McClanahan at first base, Bodine at third. That'll bring up Wyatt Hamilton up to the plate. Reached base on an error his last time up at bat. McClanahan's going. Ball's in the dirt for ball 1. Pitches in the dirt for ball 1, and McClanahan will find his way to second base with a steal. Bastrop Bears lead 5-2. Hamilton at the plate. Looks at the 1-0 pitch. Low and in the dirt for ball 2. Two balls, no strike to count. Swinging a drive to third base. Ethan Bryant picks it up. Out to first. And they're going to call him safe as Gomez is unable to handle the ball. And 2 runs will score. As the Bastrop Bears extend their lead 7-2 over the Lockhart Lions.
And I tell you what, Sarge, I was outside for that one. That one came off the handle of his bat, and he let out a big old groan when he hit that. It definitely hurt. Getting a little chilly, too.
Well, we got 1 out here in the top half of the 6th inning. Huge curveball right in there for a strike.
And another curve. Surprise, surprise. And Lennon continue to start batters off with 2 strikes. And Larry, just so you know, I went to the truck, I got my Red Bull, and I brought my energy back with me. I flew back up here. So I'm out of breath. And a ball outside there from Landon.
Going to have 1 ball, 2 strikes as Landon's going to call the catcher up to him. Going to be out there to discuss things.
And I want to give a shout out to the Bastrop fans that are outside the fence that came to watch the game any way they could, that are tuning in. Thank you guys out there for tuning in and hanging tough. And actually, that's Geo. Is that 12?
No.
15.
Gonna be high for ball
That's
two.
Jacob. That's Jacob came in. So we had a pitching change
Jacob
in between the
Wisnett.
last inning. That's Jacob Wisnett. Sorry for missing that, folks.
Well, and Landon did do a great job in the first 5 innings of the game as Jacob Wisnett, the freshman, comes in to pitch.
Well, and Jacob also throwing the curveball well, taking some tips from the junior. Jacob, one of the fantastic freshmen on this Lions team.
And that's going to make the count full.
And Jacob has really played well in this tournament. He's played left field a good bit and ran the bases really well also. Tell you what, Jacob has stretched out over the last year. I think he's grown about a foot. And that pitch from Wisnett wide and outside. It's going to walk that batter. That's going to put 2 on the bases with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning.
And that's going to bring up Elijah Vaquera up to the plate. And we got a shout out from Esmer Arguello. Says hi from right field fence. Looks like we got 2 sets of bleacher bums out there. We got the left side and the right
on
side.
all sides.
There we go. And I want to welcome you, especially those that are watching from either side of the field, watching the game and still watching us on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Great job out there. And Billy Joe King says Landon is her nephew. Shout out to him. And definitely Landon's done an outstanding job.
And for those of you bleacher bums out there, I'll be coming out with the measuring tape here in just a bit to make sure you're 6 feet apart. Just kidding. And an inside pitch there for ball 1. Runners are going to advance to second and third. Still 1 out here. Fastball down the middle, hit down to, well, we're going to get 1 at least. That was a interesting play there where the third base runner took off, and then you had 2 runners running at third base from both angles.
Great job by Contreras to realize that there was a runner on third. The runner at second didn't realize it, thought he had an open base or thought the runner at third base was coming home. And Contreras with a heads-up play right there. Still puts runners at the corners, but there's 2 outs.
And that ball's going to get past Gannon, and a run is going to score. And also the runner's going to advance over to second base as well. So Bastrop puts another one on the board and takes the score to 8-2. Bastrop over the Lockhart Lions. Got a 6-run gap here in the top of the 6th. So if the Lions can get out of this one, they're definitely going to have to put some runs back, put some runs on the board to try to close the gap in this one.
And that's going to put Austin Tabolo at the plate. Looking at ball 1, 1-0 to count.
And
nice pitch by Wisnett.
Yeah, that's a strike.
Yeah. And also, we're about 5 minutes before the time has expired for the 2-hour limit, but the Lions still have one more chance up to bat. They just got to get out of this inning first.
And just as I was proud of my brother Hunter last night with a chopper hit to third base, mishandled by both the third baseman and the shortstop, run's going to score. As I was saying, as I was proud of Hunter last night, got a chance to talk to Jacob's father after the game, and that was also a proud dad. He was definitely all smiles, as was Jacob as he came to get in the truck last night.
Yeah,
Bastrop scores another one, 9-2 now.
And we're going to have a courtesy runner coming in. And, of course, Jacob Wisnett's dad should be happy as he was named the co-defensive player of the game, the recon athlete co-defensive player of the game this morning with 5 excellent putouts. And the second one was the most impressive one as a drive was hit to left field, towards left center. Jacob took a couple of steps forward and had to backtrack and made the catch on the run, and great job for the flyout.
Well, he's definitely got some speed, and he may be the fastest player on the team. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I know he definitely burns it up when he's running down the bases.
I want to give a shout-out from Jordan Delgado. Likes to let us know that we are doing a great job this tournament. that he's been watching in and out today on different games. So thank you very much, Mr. Delgado, for tuning in.
Yeah, we sure appreciate it.
And it looks like we're going to have a change of pitchers.
And that is now going to be Gio coming into the game. Now I feel slightly bad for confusing him with Jacob, as he's about twice Jacob's size. Big man taking the hill for Lockhart. Gio getting his first action in the tournament here.
He sure is. His first action actually of the season. Man, what a way to make his appearance, first appearance of the year, but to put him on the pitcher's mound. Of course, Gio Roque is a senior. Also a member of the basketball team that broke the 21-year curse of not making it to the playoffs, as the boys were able to advance to the first round. Unfortunately, they came across Pflugerville Weiss,
and I tell
who
you
had
what,
other plans.
Weiss is they're starting to be a thorn in the side of Lockhart in the
Yes.
playoffs in
Football,
all sports.
Basketball.
And that's a young school. I mean, this year's only their second year of having seniors at that school.
Yeah.
So coaches out there for all sports doing a great job getting their team into the playoffs with, young teams consistently over the last 2 years. Shout out to the coaches out there at Pflugerville Weiss, giving Lockhart heck in the playoffs. We'll see you next year. Runner on first base, off to a pretty big lead. I don't think Gio will mess with him because he's just come in. That ball outside for ball one.
Lockhart Lions just needing one more out to get out of this inning and get up to bat. And it'll be their last at bat, as we're 2 minutes away from the 2-hour time limit.
And after only one pitch, Gannon wants to have a quick word, probably to discuss the runner on base. And nothing to do with the pitching, if I had to guess. Again, the runner on first, out to a pretty good lead. Gio checks him. And that ball high for ball two. Gio's got kind of an interesting pre-pitch procedure where he comes in, he nods his head several times. Not sure if he's accepting the call.
Fouled that one right into the Bastrop Bears dugout.
That's one of those that'll send them scattering like roaches. Run!
And then they come right back to the post. 2-1 to count.
I do like the setup of these high school dugouts, the open way where the guys are able to be up on the post. But I tell you what, it requires being heads up at all time in the dugouts, because
it sure does.
It is the danger zone. You're almost safer in the on-deck position, as more of them seem to make it to that dugout than that area.
Oh, beautiful pitch by Gio Roque to make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first base. We're probably going to be seeing him running on the move, on the pitch.
And out to his biggest lead yet.
Runner's going.
Chopper hit down the first base line. That's going to roll foul, spinning ball.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
So the runner will be back over to first again, and the count will remain the same.
It's almost like offsetting penalties. Replay the down.
That's right. Full count, redo. Gio checks the runner on first, who's shortened that lead a little bit. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Gio comes in and gets Lockhart out of the inning after they give up 4 to Bastrop here in the 6th. They're going to have their work cut out for them in their last chance coming out here to bat. I tell you what, they're really going to have to do something special, as Reagan Hibbs has just really held it down for Bastrop.
Oh, yeah. Coming into bat is going to be Jackie Edwards, Ethan Bryant, Derek Gannon, and batting in the 4th slot. In the bottom half of the 6th inning is going to be Ivan Gonzalez. And, tough uphill to climb. Not bad, 5-2. But after the Bears score 4 in the top half of the 6th inning, 9-2. That hill just got a little bit higher.
It did. It did. That's
But a hill that's reachable, but it definitely got a little bit higher.
It's reachable, but if Reagan Hibbs has anything to say about it, he's going to stack a few more steps on that hill, and he has done a great job on the mound for the Bears here tonight, and he is still throwing fire out there.
Oh, yeah, 10 strikeouts so far. This young man has done an amazing job. And Claudio Wisner chimes in, says, come on, Lions, you got this. Let's go. And it's going to take a lot for these Lockhart Lions, a lot of base hits that's been hard to come by. They've only registered 2 hits tonight. And that's coming off the strong pitching of Reagan Hibbs. As we mentioned, it's hard to, when we're talking about numbers and when it comes down to errors, the big number tonight is not the 4 errors that the Lions have put up. It's the 10 strikeouts that Hibbs has thrown so far here tonight.
Well, and I hope someone's planning on buying the young man an ice cream after the game.
Oh,
He deserves it.
And Dairy Queen should be open.
As it always is. Stays open late, and lots of these nights we have sports going.
I want an ice cream.
I'll have to run that by Blanca and see if she'll give permission.
Yes. And I want to give her a shout-out, too. She's watching from home. Not feeling too good today, but want to send her my love and let her know that we miss her here in the broadcast booth and look forward to having her tomorrow if she feels better as we get set for the action bottom half of the 6th inning.
And he starts Jackie Edwards off with a fastball strike over the outside edge of the plate. Wouldn't expect anything less from the young man at this point. Into the windup, 0-1 pitch, and that's strike 2 to Jackie Edwards. That one outside as well.
And once again, Hibbs starting off excellent with 2 straight strikes.
Jackie fouls that one back into the backstop.
Alexis Camacho chimes in. Let's go, Lions. Y'all are still in it. Time to roar, and we've seen the Lions roar and have scored, I believe it was at Cedar Creek where they pushed 8 runs across the plate in 1 inning.
I just want to let Paul and Sarah know we can see when you stop watching, Paul, and we'll be sending you a letter about
Yes.
that. We need you to continue to watch the entire game live, please.
And a quick shout-out from Landon Hernandez's father after the end of this pitch. And that's going to be ball high outside.
And that one obviously just getting away from Hibbs, losing a handle on that one.
Emilio Hernandez says, proud of you, Bubba, talking about Landon Hernandez, his son, who did a great job pitching on the mound. Says, thanks, Emilio and Thomas, for the great broadcasting, and thank you for tuning in and watching us tonight.
And a swing and a miss for Jackie Edwards. That's going to be strike 3 and hang another K on the fence for Mr. Hibbs.
Number 11. We might not have enough fence to hang up K's if he keeps on going this way.
And that's going to bring up Ethan Bryant yet again. How's Ethan fare tonight against Mr. Hibbs?
He has been hit by a pitch and struck out, but has scored 1 time.
And he'll wear another one. That leg's going to be getting sore. That one hitting him a little closer towards the knee. And look at him.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, folks. He's limping a little bit about halfway, and then he decides, you know what? I'm going to truly run this one off. And he
checking
kicks
the
it into
replay.
gear. He kicks it into gear about halfway
There
down
he
and
goes.
starts sprinting.
Walk it off.
He says, man, come on. You strike everyone else out. You keep hitting me. That's not fair. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes a certain player for a certain pitcher can kind of become a magnet. I know, even when I was doing coach pitch, it was one little girl that I feared when she came up because I couldn't help but throw the ball at her. It was terrible. And a swing and a miss there. And that's James Magallanes getting his first bat of the evening.
And he's pinch hitting for Derek Gannon.
And we will see the DH, Ivan Gonzalez, coming up next for the Lions. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Magallanes.
1 out.
Magallanes came in the game late yesterday as well and got a hit and got on base. And that ball inside for ball 2.
Two one the count.
Comebacker to the pitcher, fielded cleanly.
He's going to make the catch. It's going to be lined out to the pitcher. That's going to be a double play, and that'll end the ball game.
Yep, Bryant just now figuring it out. He was standing there on second going, what happened? But, yep, that ball was barely caught just above the ground and ends it. And the Lions fall in their 3rd game of the tournament here to Bastrop, 9-2. On the back of an incredible pitching performance by Reagan Hibbs, number 7 for the Bastrop Bears. Want to definitely give a shout-out to that young man as well as the rest of the Bastrop Bears. Lions fought hard in this game. Landon Hernandez did a good job really making use of that curveball, and it seemed that the Bears did start to figure it out kind of late in the game, started putting the bat on the ball, and they pushed 4 across there in the 6th inning, which extended their lead out to 9-2. So with that, the Lockhart Lions fall to 1-3 overall in the tournament. For the Bastrop Bears, they're going to be undefeated in the tournament so far. So that's going to, for the tournament purposes, that's going to put Bastrop, well, Del Valle's got one more game than them, but that's going to put them pretty close to being tied for first place in the tournament. So we'll have the Recon Athlete offensive and defensive players of the game for you here in just a second. And so for our offensive player of the game, we're going to have Jacob Contreras, and Sarge will tell you a little bit about what he did for us
Jacob
tonight.
Contreras had an RBI triple that scored the first run of the game for with Ethan Bryant. So for his effort for putting the Lions on the board, helping the Lions put it on the board, Jacob Contreras is going to be the offensive player of the game. And I'll kick it over to TD Tom Dunn for the defensive player of the game, for the Recon Athlete defensive player of the game.
And the defensive player of the game for Lockhart's going to be the curveball king, Landon Hernandez, who
the
pitched,
king of curves.
Yeah, the king of curves, pitched 5.5 tough innings and did a great job getting ahead on his batters tonight. And I'm sure he'll work on finding that pitch to finish him off with. But so for Lockhart, your Recon offensive player of the game is Jacob Contreras, and your Recon Athlete defensive player of the game is Landon Hernandez. And we're going to go ahead and give out one more here that we don't usually do, and we're going to give a Recon Athlete offensive player of the game to Bastrop's pitcher, Reagan Hibbs.
Defensive player.
Or defensive player of the game for Bastrop's going to be Reagan Hibbs on a great outing. I think he ended with 10 total strikeouts. 11 strikeouts by the young man.
Amazing.
Yep, so we look forward to seeing him in action again as well. So coming up in the tournament for tomorrow morning, we've got at 9 a.m., we've got Austin Navarro versus Manor, followed by Del Valle and Bastrop at 11:30 a.m. That's one that I'm going to be tuning into, despite it not being Lockhart playing.
That's going to be an awesome game.
That should be a tough game, as so far from what we've seen, I would put Del Valle, Bastrop, and St. Andrews probably at the top of the pack in this tournament, and you're going to get to see kind of a combination of those three teams as Del Valle plays Bastrop at 11:30, followed by St. Andrews playing Bastrop at 2 p.m., and then the tournament will be rounded out with the final game at 4:30 p.m. It will be St. Andrews versus Lockhart.
And then I'm going to take a huge nap at the end of tomorrow's tournament. Actually, I won't be able to because a big UFC fight's going to be taking place, and everybody knows I'm a big UFC fan. So, but for tonight, Tom, errors once again does it in for the Lockhart Lions to start things off. I mean, Lions create 4 errors off of great pitching from Landon Hernandez. We talked about the curveball king, and, man, he did an outstanding job today.
And the errors, continue to be a bit of a problem, but you could take all 4 of those errors off the board, and Bastrop's still going to beat Lockhart by a couple runs in this. And Lockhart just unable to get the bats going, unable to catch that
Hibbs had a lot
fastball.
to do with it.
Yeah.
Hibbs had a lot to do with that with 11 strikeouts.
He sure did. And we here at Lions Pride Sports Broadcast, we are Lockhart Lions true and true, but we never fail to recognize any awesome player that we see from any team, and we enjoy being able to bring all you folks games from all your teams. So I think that's just about going to wrap it up for us tonight. So I'll pass it over to Sarge, and he'll take us off the air for the evening. We look forward to seeing you folks back here at 9 a.m. tomorrow for Navarro versus Maynard.
Oh, yeah. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. And remember, Lockhart Lions will be back on the field tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. We're going to have all that live play-by-play action right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. And for you Bastrop Bear fans, the Bears will be back on the field tomorrow at 11:30 and 2 o'clock. So be sure to tune in to the Lions Pride Sports broadcast or catch us on the Facebook page and YouTube channel, and we'll have all the links put up on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast Facebook page. But as for myself and TD Tom Dunn, that does it for us tonight here at Lions Field as the Lions fall to the Bastrop Bears 9-2 in game number 10 for the Lockhart Lions Varsity Baseball Tournament here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. We'll be back on live tomorrow at 9 a.m., but tonight we are done and we are out of here. And like I always say, you could take the lion out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions.
Thank you for listening to tonight's Lions Pride Sports broadcast. And remember, you can take the lion out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions!